Hello students, welcome to my channel and please take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you want to gain full concept of any topic you want. Hello students, welcome to the biology class, and in this class we learn about the topic the respiratory pigments, and we learn about the two respiratory pigments that are the hemoglobin and the second one is the myoglobin. So first of all we learn what are the respiratory pigments. Respiratory pigments are the colored molecule, mean that they are not in transparent color but they are fully colored molecule that acts as an oxygen carrier. Oxygen carrier mean that the respiratory pigment attach oxygen to themselves and carry throughout the body. They bind to oxygen reversibly. Reversibly mean that they attach oxygen with it when the condition is needed, and when the condition is fulfilled they release the oxygen. So they can attach and release the oxygen whenever they want. This means that they attach to oxygen reversibly. All the known respiratory pigments contain a non-protein portion, mean that the respiratory pigments are usually the protein molecules. So they also contain a non-protein part, and non-protein part is iron group. Iron is non-protein, so iron group is present in the respiratory pigments usually, which are the non-protein portion of the respiratory pigments. The non-protein portion, for example, in hemoglobin is heme. Heme is an iron group, so it is a non-protein portion of the hemoglobin. This is an example of hemoglobin, that heme is the iron group of hemoglobin, which is a non-protein portion of the hemoglobin. The two types of respiratory pigments which are well known are the hemoglobin and the myoglobin, which we study in the video after it, and you will learn about it. So students, now our topic is hemoglobin, and in this topic we learn how the hemoglobin works and how it transports oxygen in our body. So as we know that hemoglobin mainly function in transporting oxygen throughout the body by combining with the oxygen. So first of all we learn about the structure of the hemoglobin, and then we know how it combines with the oxygen and carried throughout the blood. First of all, we learned that it consists of 4 globin protein chain, each associated with iron containing group called heme. It is made up of 4 globin protein chain, mean that it is made up of 4 chains, and those 4 chains are of globin protein. So it is made up of 4 globin protein chains, and as you see in the picture there are 4 chains of protein, globin protein, and each is associated with an iron containing group. You can see in the picture that each chain has its own iron group, which is known as the heme. So the heme is the iron group of the hemoglobin. The iron combine loosely with oxygen, and in this way the oxygen is carried into the blood. This shows that the hemoglobin's iron combine with the oxygen. So the iron of the hemoglobin combines loosely with oxygen, means that it partially combined with the oxygen, and in this way it carries the oxygen throughout the blood. High concentration and low concentration of oxygen mean that when the high concentration of oxygen is occurring, mean that there is more molecules of oxygen than it is needed in the blood. So there high level of oxygen molecules in the blood that it is needed. So it is high concentration of oxygen. And the low concentration of oxygen mean that there are less molecules of oxygen in the blood than it is needed. So when there is high concentration of oxygen, the pigment combine with the oxygen. This means that when there are large number of molecules of oxygen in the blood, so the hemoglobin combine with the oxygen molecules, so that the level of oxygen concentration in the blood become normal. And when there is low concentration of oxygen in the blood, this show that the hemoglobin releases the oxygen that it has combined with it, so that the level of oxygen molecule in the blood become normal. So students, now we learn about the myoglobin, which is same as that of hemoglobin, but its function is somewhat different from hemoglobin and its structure is also somewhat different from hemoglobin. But their similar functions are that they both carries the oxygen. So myoglobin also carries the oxygen. First of all, we learn about the structure of the myoglobin. It consists of only one polypeptide chain. First of all, we want to learn what is polypeptide chain. Polypeptide chain mean that poly mean many and peptide chain mean that protein chain. So polypeptide chain means that the small proteins and many small proteins are joined with each other to form a chain which is known as the polypeptide chain. This chain is associated with iron containing ring structure. This chain is one chain, so it is only associated with one iron containing ring structure. As we have learned in the hemoglobin that it has 4 globin protein chains, so it is associated with 4 iron containing group. So myoglobin has one protein chain, so it is associated with one iron containing group. This iron of the myoglobin then combines with the oxygen and carries oxygen with it. So it is found in the skeletal muscle and it's the reason why meat appears red. So as we have seen that the color of the meat is usually red, this is because the presence of myoglobin in the skeletal muscles. It serves as an intermediate compound for the transfer of oxygen from hemoglobin to aerobic metabolic processes of the muscle. This whole line means that the myoglobin is the main thing which is used to carry the oxygen from the hemoglobin to the muscles which is doing aerobic activities. I can give you an example that when we run or when we do cardio and when we do exercises, our heart usually beats more than it is at normal rate. So when the heart beats more, it needs more oxygen, so the hemoglobin there binds oxygen with it. So the myoglobin takes oxygen from the hemoglobin and transfer it to the muscles which are doing cardio or hard exercises, so it needs more oxygen, so the muscles need more oxygen, so myoglobin take the oxygen from hemoglobin and transfer to the muscles, so that muscles also function normally at high heart rate. So the second line is the myoglobin releases oxygen when the partial pressure of oxygen is below 20 mmHg. This means that the myoglobin do not release oxygen at a normal way, but it only releases oxygen when the partial pressure of oxygen is only below 20 mmHg. This shows that the myoglobin usually is used to store the oxygen. It only releases oxygen when the level of partial pressure of oxygen gets too low, so it usually used to store oxygen in the muscles. So myoglobin usually functions to store oxygen in the muscle, which is used when we do hard exercises, so that the oxygen is present in the muscles. So students, we have learned very well about the hemoglobin and the myoglobin. So if you have any queries, you can understand this in the difference between the hemoglobin and the myoglobin. So in this difference, we'll learn the difference between the two structurally and the functionally difference between them. So first of all, the hemoglobin consists of 4 polypeptide chain, as we have learned structurally that it has 4 chains of globin protein, and the myoglobin has a polypeptide chain, mean that it has only one long chain of the protein, so it is polypeptide chain, it has only one chain, and the hemoglobin has 4 chains and both are the chains of protein. Each molecule have 4 iron containing group and each molecule has one iron containing group. The hemoglobin has 4 iron containing group and the myoglobin has one iron containing group. This is because on the one protein chain carries one iron, so hemoglobin has 4 protein chain, so it has 4 iron containing group, but the myoglobin has one protein chain, so it has one iron containing group. The third point is the 4 oxygen molecule can bind to hemoglobin, and the myoglobin has only 1 oxygen bind to the myoglobin. So the difference between them is clearly by its structure, that as we have learned that the iron combined with the oxygen, not the hemoglobin fully, but the iron of the hemoglobin combined with the oxygen, and the iron of the myoglobin combines with the oxygen, so that the hemoglobin has 4 iron containing groups, so it can bind with 4 molecules of oxygen, while the myoglobin has 1 iron containing group, so it can combine with only 1 molecule of oxygen. The hemoglobin is found in red blood cell, as we have learned that the hemoglobin is found in the blood, so it is found in red blood cell, while the myoglobin is found in muscles. The myoglobins are found in muscles and the hemoglobins are found in red blood cell or the blood. Hemoglobin transport oxygen mean that it carries oxygen throughout the body, but the myoglobin stores oxygen. Store oxygen mean that the myoglobin function in storing oxygen in the muscles when we use during hard exercises, as we have learned. So the myoglobin store oxygen and the hemoglobin transport oxygen. So the last point is also related to the second last point, that it transport oxygen, as we have learned that it transport oxygen, so it loses oxygen only when the partial pressure of oxygen is 60 mmHg, which is not too low. But the myoglobin store oxygen, so it is usually used to store oxygen, so it loses oxygen when the partial pressure of oxygen becomes so low to 20 mmHg. So these points are related to each other, that my hemoglobin store oxygen, so it usually loses oxygen at 60 mmHg, but the myoglobin stores oxygen, so it loses oxygen when the partial pressure of oxygen becomes too low to 20 mmHg. I hope you understand the difference between the two and understand both of them clearly.